Think back to a summer when you were 8. It lasted somewhere between 3 months and forever. There were entire lifetimes between June and September. Now, think about last summer. Go ahead, I'll wait. That was it? That flicker just now? That was a whole summer. Somewhere between then and now, someone quietly turned up the speed of your life. Nobody asked you, and it's not slowing back down. So, why does time move faster as you age? This isn't nostalgia, it's arithmetic you can feel. If you're 35, ask yourself when 10 years ago was. Your gut says the mid 90s, the math says 2016. And here's the uncomfortable part. At the rate your brain is currently sampling your life, the years between now and old age will feel shorter than the years between kindergarten and your first job. Psychologists have measured this in study after study. Adults consistently report that the last decade felt faster than the one before it. Your own life is accelerating away from you right now while you watch this video. The good news, by the end of this one, you will know exactly why and how to slow it back down. That last part isn't a metaphor. You can actually do it. The first person to take this seriously was a French philosopher named Paul Janet in 1897. His idea was brutally simple. Every year is a smaller slice of your life. When you are 8, a year is 1/8 of everything you have ever known, 12.5% of existence. When you're 40, it's 2.5%. Same year, 5 times smaller. Janet's math says time doesn't tick, it shrinks proportionally forever. And by this theory, something genuinely strange is true. Measured in felt time, half your subjective life is over by your mid-20s. The spark did not enjoy learning that. But Janet's theory has a problem. If proportion were the whole story, the acceleration would be perfectly smooth. Every year slightly faster than the last. No exceptions. And you already know that's false. Because you have had a week in a new country that felt like a month. You have had a March that vanished entirely. Something else is going on. In 2019, a Duke engineering professor named Adrian Bezan proposed a colder explanation. Your hardware is aging. Your eyes dart between fixation points several times every second. Tiny jumps called saccades, and each jump delivers a fresh frame to your brain. In children, those jumps are quick. The frames pour in. As you age, the pathways carrying them get longer and slower and more tangled. Fewer frames per second of life. Here's that absurd but accurate version. Childhood runs at a higher frame rate. An 8-year-old is watching the world in smooth slow motion. You are watching a slideshow. Therefore, per hour of clock time, a child simply records more. Less footage per hour means the hour feels thinner and the years compile into nothing. But hold on. If it's just aging wiring, the effect should be gradual and irreversible. Yet a single novel weekend can still stretch like a childhood summer. Slower saccades can't explain that. Which means the frame rate isn't the whole machine either. There's a deeper layer, and this is where it gets weird. In 2007, neuroscientist David Eagleman dropped people off a tower, voluntarily mostly. Participants fell 15 stories into a net, and during the fall, they watched a wrist display, flashing digits just slightly too fast to read. The theory: if fear genuinely slows down time, if your brain's clock actually ticks faster in crisis, the falling people should be able to read the digit. They could not. Time never slowed. But when they were asked afterward how long their own fall lasted, they overestimated it about a third. Their fall felt longer, but only in memory. Sit with that. In the moment, time ran at normal speed. The slow motion was added later in the retelling. The terror made their brains record everything, every detail densely packed, and when they looked back at that overstuffed memory, it read as long. I know what you are thinking. What does falling off a tower have to do with your vanishing Tuesdays? Everything. Because it means duration isn't something you experience, it's something you reconstruct. So here's the secret your brain has been keeping. There is no clock in your head. Nothing in your skull counts second. When you ask yourself, how long was that year? Your brain does the only thing it can. It opens the memory folder and weighs it. Lots of change stored, new places, new people, first times, heavy folder, long year, routine, same commute, same desk, same shows, The brain compresses all of it into one thin file, and the ear reads as an instant. Your brain doesn't record time, it records change. And that's why childhood lasted forever. Everything was a first. First snow, first betrayal, first time hearing your own name in a stranger's mouth. Adulthood didn't speed time up, it just stopped feeding the archive. The years feel fast because, by the only measure your brain has, barely anything happened. Which brings us back to that 8-year-old summer. It wasn't longer, it was denser. Hundreds of hours packed into 90 days, and your brain kept everyone. That's the whole trick. And it means the acceleration isn't a sentence, it's a setting. The researcher's term is memory density, and you can raise it on purpose. New routes to work, a skill you're bad at, conversations with strangers, any first you can manufacture. People who do this reliably report the same thing. The months start feeling long again. You can't add years to your life, but you can add life to your years, and your brain will literally count it as time. The spark's already packing a bag. Next time you check your phone 80 times a day and hate it, what if I told you the checking isn't the addiction, the anticipation is? That's Why Do We? Episode 2, same channel, new first.